what's Missin Curfew? It's when you kind of play guilty, but you show up.
How nice is a green light on the road, though? No practice tomorrow, no plane, just go.
Scotty Upshaw in the clear, and he scores! Right in front, scores!
A few laughs, a little bit of fun, and obviously a lot of hockey talk.
You're listening to Missin Curfew.
Fellas, coming to you from Hall Pass Media, Newport Beach, this is Missin Curfew. And before we start snapping around, let's not forget this show is always presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Obes, the up dog, back in studio, and our boy Swishy Swish from what looks like to be a sauna on the chin of Big Mountain, Sky Mountain. Fucking started out, fella.
Yeah, I'm here in Big Sky, Montana, boys, a.k.a. Big Chin. I've been on the slopes the last 2 days, getting out of here today, but always love skiing, especially with my dad, spending some time. We do this trip since I've been retired once a year, maybe twice, depending on how many days we can get out. So we snuck it in. Big Sky, the snow, a.k.a. the dust, was good on Sunday. A little icy yesterday, fellas, but nonetheless, unbelievable to get out there. I love skiing, as you know, and Up Dog, I know you do too, so it was great to be out there.
There's nothing like fresh altitude, bud, and a nice little powder up there. But from what I saw on Instagram, dude, you got a nice carve. You got some nice style. Knees are together. Skis are straight. And I think I saw you on like some little moguls. Are you a groomer guy, or do you just say, fuck it, let's go right to the moguls?
Yeah, that video didn't do me justice. I mean, it was steeper than it appeared. It was also, the moguls were pretty big. I mean, a couple feet of bumps there. But no, I like to let her buck up, dog. We went up to Lone Peak and we did the Liberty Bowl, and we did some doubles and triples. And my dad, coming off a meniscus injury, did really well for a 58-year-old. Keeps himself tight. But yeah, I've been skiing since I was young. So I got a nice, crispy, tight stride. It's always good to see those guys on the hill that just keep it tight. You know, you get a little loose out there. That's when they call you just a bender. You know what I mean?
You got to keep it tight.
We got to get out there together, us three on the hill.
Yeah, we do.
And just Obi's such a good groomer, man. He comes down with some slickness. I'm telling you. Oh, the big fella can fucking move on a nice blue groomer. But I'd like to get down there with you three, wear some jerseys. I mean, I saw your North Dakota tarp, look mint. I mean, how many shout-outs did you get flying down the hill there at Big Sky?
Yeah, and especially in this neck of the woods too, right? Being in Montana, that's just to the west of North Dakota. So a lot of Sioux fans, a couple fans, and yeah, it was cool. It was the Sioux roots, especially this neck of the woods, they run deep. So yeah, you always got to ski with a jersey on, though. I'm like Chad Ochocinco, Pete Rose, whatever. Just throw it on and let her buck titty.
Looks like a big mountain is it a tough mountain to ski, or?
Yeah, it is. It's a good mountain. I would say, you go up to the top, Lone Peak, you can get up there and you can fuck around and find out. I would say, though, Jackson Hole still has the biggest chin I've skied. That place is steep and deep, and I'm hoping to get there this year because that's where you don't have any benders out there. Any, people that are out there just can't really hack it. A lot of hacks. There's a few people out here that, don't, that wouldn't cut it out in the chin of Wyoming, as I would say. So Jackson Hole is still my favorite mountain to ski for sure.
Have you ever skied Aspen Mountain?
Yeah, we used to go there as kids a little bit. I like the Highlands a little more. I think it's a little...
Highlands is my favorite mountain, but that Aspen Mountain's got a little blade taller. Yeah, you gotta fucking, it can get steep in a hurry.
Especially when you stay up till 4.
Yeah, especially when you can't see. Especially when you just see a fucking triple.
And it's not because the vision. It's not because the vision up on the hill is dicey. It's just more the way your head feels.
Yeah, the last time I went out there was with the Flying Frenchman, Toronto, the Magnum PA, and Evan. Fucking late night. I got back to Evans about 6, and we were on the slopes at about 9. I'm like, I got no business being out here. And you know how usually like you get on the mountain, it kind of snaps you out of it. Wasn't even doing that. I was like, fucking, this is not good. That's the last time I've been out there.
Yeah. Is it? Well, we were out there, but we just haven't been up on the hill.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I get out there competing.
Yeah, we would have been up there this year for Sheldon's event. It's just no snow. Tough snow.
No dust.
I'll meet you boys at the Little Nell after. I'll have a fucking hot toddy or old-fashioned waiting for you boys.
Yeah.
I think I might be retired.
Yeah.
Well, you could still do blues.
You know where I would dust them off for the boys is, and shout out to our boy Roger Hardy. He has actually told us he's got a sick place. Well, I've seen pictures. I would do a fellow tour Whistler.
100%. Yeah. It's music to my ears.
Yeah, I would dust it off, shoot some content, and get just good old-fashioned Whistler.
I've actually only been to Whistler, and I've been there 5 times in the summer. So I'd be totally down to fucking mix up the seasons and get in there. But yeah, Roger, that's your things right. He's pretty the sleds. He's got the skis, the ski in, ski out. Let's go.
Hardy, fellow tour presented by Kits, Whistler style next year. You don't have to worry about missing any Canucks games because they fucking stink. So we'll go up there. And have you ever skied Whistler, Swishy?
Yeah, we went up there maybe 2009, 2010. We used to do a trip every Christmas as our entire family. We'd pick different spots, but it's been, 20 years or whatever, 15. So I haven't been up there. We actually talked about getting up there. Boys, we should do a fella tour there. And I would bring my Buffalo Bills onesie because that would be an unbelievable thing to wear on the hill. And I wanted to ask you, Obes, are you a no bucket guy or are you a guy that puts a bucket on these days? I feel like you're stubborn enough just to go no bucket.
It's a great question. When I first retired from snapping around and I went skiing, I was a toque sunglasses guy, not even goggles. I would just go toque with my shades, and then I started skiing Aspen Mountain and these other ones, and so I threw the goggles on. And then eventually one day, I think Matt Geller Loops were like, "Oh, have you ever wore one of these bad boys?" I'm like, "Not really." He's like, "They actually keep you warmer too." So then I put it on. I'm like, "Oh, this is it. It's obviously safe, but it makes me, it's warmer. My goggles fit better." And then I made the switch. And looking back now, Swishy, I can't believe I went no bucket, fella.
Or just straight like kits, aviators.
I would go.
If
That's why I go. I go Zeus and a pair of fucking big old glasses and just go.
Yeah. There was the reason why I asked, because it just kind of reminded me of you, no Diddy. There's a guy up there on Lone Peak yesterday that had a Manny Fernandez jersey, no bucket, no toque, and just shades on, letting her buck down with a board. It was like this old school guy. He's probably 65 years old, but just unbelievable swag. So he was the best looking guy on the hill for sure.
Good for him.
I love seeing a nice sports tarp. I saw a guy snowmash maybe a couple of years ago just with the old school LA Gretzky jersey. Like silver and black with the black pants. And I'm like, that's fucking tight, bud.
Yeah.
That's just a good outfit on the hill.
I got the Gretzky tarp from the fucking final. I could rock that in Whistler if it's a little tight, but
yeah, no,
I could rock the Gretz one.
I think it's a good look. Just a nice retro tarp.
Yeah.
Game used.
It's got a couple beer stains on it. Maybe some mustard from the hot dog I banged down, but hey.
So speaking of, boys, I switch gears though. Speaking of fans that noticed you on the hill, I was, shout out to Brittany Van Domlin, one of Christina's good friends. It was her 40th birthday at St. Bart's. Her husband Coulter he's a beauty. Golfed many times with them. They threw an epic party, but the Sunday afternoon, we're at this sick little day party in St. Bart's, and lo and behold, we got Canada in the house, right? And I look in the middle table at this sick club is just a bunch of Canadians standing up now after their meal, just dancing. And what do they play on the fucking DJ booth? Tragically Hip.
Play the hip.
They play the hip. And I just was like, I immediately went over to their table, stood up there, gave them all a hug. And the one guy came over, "Hey, Uppy." And he was, Chris Phillips' brother-in-law. Shout out to Chris Phillips, who I grew up with in Fort Mac and now is, working with the Sens. Had a great career. But these guys were just going buck diddy. And I'm telling you, the group we were with really knows how to turn it up.
Yeah.
They're our guys. But this group of Canadians really made the brand proud, bud.
Fucking right.
Yeah, and they all love the pod. They were slinging back drinks and doing things the right way.
Yeah.
But boys, I'm stung a little bit coming back. Schmaltzy, I need to be in that sauna with you to sweat a little bit of this sangria and tequila out.
How'd that dry January work out for you?
I did. And just a heads up for everyone who thinks they can go dry January into a trip to, some fucking island in the middle of the goddamn world and think you're going to hit it hard right off the hop, boys. I went full weekend at Bernie's the first afternoon I went there. Straight tequila. All the waitresses were just funneling this fucking Class Azul.
Were you doing headstands?
I did do a headstand. I did a headstand, and then after that, boys, it went straight downhill. I literally fell down the stairs onto the beach. Shout out to K-Wash for walking me home. It was about a half a mile walk where he just carried me home.
Good team guy.
But I wasn't going to let that affect me. No, I wasn't going to let the first day shenanigans ruin the rest of my trip. So I got back on the train the next day. And
how'd you feel the next day when you woke up?
I felt good. I went and played padel in the after. Like I literally got up. Well, I went to bed at about 8 p.m. I didn't even make sunset. Went to bed at 8 p.m. Christina went out with all the crew. She left me. It was great because I pass out in my bed. She writes me her phone number down because I lost my phone. And, back in the day, you fall asleep with some girl and you're all banged up and then you look and she leaves. You wake up in the morning, she's not there, but she leaves your phone number. And I'm like, God, that's a nice touch.
You're like, I must have done something right.
That's a nice touch.
Must have done something right here. Must have touched some good buttons there.
Yeah. So boys, hell of a trip. And, thanks to Coulter and Brittany for taking care of us. But we went buck did.
Back in the day, though, she'd leave her number. You just rip it up. Let's go get some lunch, boys. Can you believe she left her number for me?
Man, it was a fun trip. Little boat day. The water's perfect. The food is amazing. We drove around in a little Mini Cooper with the top down. Couple late nights.
I'll never forget Tampa. Shout out to the franchise Shane Taylor. He was in town, and I met a girl, and I went a little on the road to her house. And the next day he wakes up, he's like, "Obes, I left my phone at her house." I'm like, "No, you didn't." I'm like,
rookie mistake.
He's like, I need my phone. Had to go back there, get his phone.
Then you hope you really put on a good performance.
I was like, franchise, come on, fella. You're making me walk back to the Lions Den here. I was out scot-free, so I got to go back in for the franchise's phone.
Yeah, that's tough, too. That's just not a National League move. No. I mean, from the franchise there.
No. And the franchise did a complete face plan on Platte Avenue in Tampa. Just fucking, boom, fucking right. Talking about coming out of the gates a little hot.
Yeah.
The franchise was excited, so. Updog, welcome back.
It's nice to be back, boys.
Shout out to our boy, Alex Killorn. Killer, 1,000 games, obviously. He had a little shaker Friday night at the Cannery. Real National League touch. Roped off the top cheese. Go up there, sushi spread out, good tunes going, all the boys. I was playing golf Friday at Shady with Big E, and I got the invite me loops. I thought that was classy, so I stumbled over there. I was already pinned when I got in there, but couple things. I met his Harvard buddies, all good dudes. All kind of good looking and smart, you know what I mean? And they like Missin Curfew. I'm like, aren't you guys too smart to listen to fucking Missin Curfew?
Yeah, we got to dumb him down a bit, though.
He's like, I like listening to him. I'm doing spreadsheets. I'm like, but what they did say, and I wanted to give you boys a compliment because this is, what we're going for at Missin Curfew is he's like, boys, when we turned on, we just feel like we're in the locker room. So good job on you boys. That's kind of the feel we're going here at Missin Curfew, but they all got great jobs. They all hate them and they all hate their jobs, but they're all like good buttoned up guys.
Yeah. And that's our lane, by the way. Yeah, it's kind of fun. I've been telling the guys on this trip I was on, they're asking about the pod and talking about how long we've, the tenure here we've been. It's 5 years and counting, and Schmaltz, you've been a big part of that. But I just said, listen, our lane is making all these guys forget about what they're doing during the day as they put us on. If they're driving or they're fucking working out, we bring them back to what it was like when you're on a squad. Because we all need the camaraderie, and we feel like, spitting the shit and shooting the shit with us here brings that feeling to the boys. I mean, it was keep it going.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to hear them say that, Swishy. A bunch of Harvard boys. You like apples? I got a number. How do you like those apples?
How do you like them apples? Those guys, I mean, most of them, right? 99% of guys that play at Harvard, and there have been, a significant amount of National Leaguers that have, gone on to play NHL games and have careers. But most of those guys, they sign up for, the education, obviously, and then afterwards go work in New York City and do finance on Wall Street. So anytime I assume that they can get that touch of just, that locker room feel that they miss, and, even going back to junior, maybe they played 1 year pro afterwards, we can provide that for them. So shout out to Killer too, by the way, 1,000 games, get the silver wrench. Pretty impressive, man, for a guy that's had a long career.
Yeah, he's a beauty. It's funny that because it was a lot of his Harvard boys there, probably 10 or 12 of them. And they were chucking shit at each other, and some of the guys were still complaining about how the coach fucked them. He's like, yeah, I didn't get any fucking ice time. He's like, this guy played the power play. I never get any touches. The coach, I'm like, so you boys are still the same.
They spent too much time in the classroom and not in the gym. Boy, they say, hey, straighten up.
Yeah, and then just to put a little bow on the Killer's 1,000th game, Cutter Gauthier came over, said what's up. Said, hey, I like what you guys are doing at Missin Curfew or whatever. Said hi, and then I was kind of talking to the Harvard boys, and then he kind of wheeled right in and talked to my girlfriend for a bit there. I was checking my shoulder, hey, Swish. I was like, easy fella. But big kid.
Big kid.
He's got to be doing some damage, I would imagine. But at one point, I looked over there, and it was all the young guys, Beckett Seneca, Cutter, Mason McTavish, and they were all bellied up at the bar at the Cannery. And I was just sitting there thinking, fuck, not long ago, that was me up dog at Loops, sitting right fucking there, eating sushi. No girlfriends, no nothing, just looking to fucking attack whatever we could get on. So, boys, I went over to them. I said, fucking boys, enjoy this. They're probably like, who are you? I'm like, fucking enjoy this. But up dog, it didn't, almost started crying up. So, it felt like yesterday I was saying.
It hasn't been that long since we were removed from those bar stools. But they don't kid yourself. They know who you are and what you did.
Yeah, maybe.
And the stories that they live on forever because they're actually recorded on this podcast. And, you're looking at a team, though, that's a pretty tight-knit group of young guys. So you noticing that those boys are going to be doing that for a while. And they're all Seneca is a stud. These kids are these kids are here to play, and promising for these Ducks to have a young group of guys that all sit around a bar, because we noticed it after training camp this year.
Yeah.
When that Jackson Lacombe signed his 8-year ticket, Schmaltzy, they were all at Joey's doing the same thing. And that's the sign of a good squad. You want all your young guys mixed in with the older guys, all hanging around when you're not at the rink, because that's a sign of a good squad.
Yeah, they have a really good mix too, and you consider Troy Terry a veteran at this point, but you got to remember he's only 28 years old as well, and you have some of these other guys that have played games, significant amount of games, McTavish and some of these younger players now coming into their own and being stars at the National Hockey League level. So, and then you insert Q in there into that mix just to kind of have that just old veteran that's won, and he's been around young teams before, and he's taken to the top. They got a lot of good mojo going on in Anaheim. They had a great win the other night against Vegas at home. So, and the Honda Center seems to be rocking again, fellas. I got to get to a game there, because last year around this time I was there, it was brutal. Like you could hear a pin drop, but now it seems like the towels were going. It was rocking.
Yeah, I'm actually the Ducks may or may not owe me a favor. They don't owe me a favor, but I'm going to ask for a little request to our boy Loomis that maybe we can get a little on the glass mic'd up.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I'm going to ask. I'm going to wait till after the Olympic break, but plus we got to play these two fuckers in tennis.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, my tennis game's tight too, so let's start smacking the ball.
Better be with the shirt.
Lobs, I ran into Loomis at the Class of 47 Saturday.
Oh,
bellied up.
His favorite bar.
Yeah, he's bellied up.
Was he?
He's taken care of me a few times. I said, "Where can I meet you in town?" Because he lives kind of out of town. He's like, "Well, I'm always at the Class."
Lives in LA.
Yeah,
Arts District.
So I'm actually going to the game tonight, boys. I got my boy Jaden Schwartz in town with the Seattle Kraken, and I'm going to take Izzy and Beckham. But the Ducks, yeah, they take care of us. But I think we deserve to get in there and help them out.
Yeah, they want us to go.
Yeah, we should do it.
By the way, if you're looking for a little Newport Beach weekend, just come down and see our boy Kyle Casey Conway. Casey, you're just enjoying the Newport Beach weather lifestyle. I'm sitting there on my couch. I'm like, maybe I should dust off my electric bike like Casey and get out there and just ride the ferry and go to the fun zone. And you're living it, eh? Just baked up, living it.
Oh, just living it. But you know what? It drives my lady crazy, because she's like, can you just fucking sit on the couch and relax? I'm like, look at it outside. How do we not get out there? So I just go.
Can you sit on the couch at all, or are you like my good friend William Upshaw here? I just looks at it and kind of runs around it.
Yeah, it depends. Depends on what's on. But yeah, good hockey game, sit on the couch. But why not go to Dory Deli and just fucking watch it there?
Why not, fella? Why not go down to Mutt Lids and get yourself a schooner?
Oh, Mutt's was on fire Saturday. It was. You got to keep your eyes down when you're around the wife.
Yeah. Enjoy the fruits of life, baby. Come on, Opes. He's out there in the mix. Those pictures he's taken too on his Instagram, I've been liking all of them. Unbelievable.
I went a little bit on my Friday night there. I went to the cannery, then I went to Chappie's renting fucking Lupul's pad, went down there.
Nice.
Had a few with Chappie and the big guy. Blue lights were flowing. Big guy found some blue lights.
Well, we got a bunch here at the studio.
I told him that.
Yeah.
He found some at the liquor store.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Maybe they listen to Missin Curfew.
They're sliding.
I had fucking about 6 to 7, and then we ran out. I'm like, God, the Pristine Pills are sliding. Last but not least, boys, sorry. Shout out to Stromer. Guy's a fucking National Leaguer, right? Like, came over, introduced himself to my girlfriend, just sat there and chatted. He's playing well for them right now. They've had some injuries with McTavish out, Leo out, Troy Terry was out for a while, and I'm not taking anything away from those three guys because they're all elite young players. But to see the way these veteran guys can step in there when they get more ice time, and I got to give credit to Coach Q. Whatever they said to them, the way they're playing defensively is a lot better. But Stromer's come in there and done a real nice job with those injuries. And I'm glad they had some success with him in there because he's an absolute beauty.
Yeah, they had a tough stretch too on the road Obes where they started to put some wins together. One specifically in Colorado where they went in and just shut them down with a depleted lineup. So that's part of the season when things get tough and you find those veterans to step up like Stromer does. To get you through the tough parts.
Yeah.
Long season.
Dude, they went on swishy. They lost like 8 or 9 straight and then came back and put a little 6-7 game winning streak and fought their way back into it. Like that's tough to do after you drop 8 or 9 straight, to turn around and snap off a winning streak to keep you right in the mix.
Yeah, and especially with the young team that they don't have that. They do have veteran experience and guys that have won, but it's still the the core of their team is a lot of young players. But I just think that goes back to Q. And I'm not trying to, suck this guy's wrench. But when you have a coach like that, and especially, you go on those losing streaks, I just think, when your coach is calm and he has that just subtle confidence to him, it just bleeds into the lineup. Like, boys, we can figure this out. We can turn it around. We have time. So I just think it's a really big testament to their coaching staff there, especially Q.
Yeah. No, I love Coach Q. Peanut butter. Ducks Loomis, we're coming. We need tickets front row so we can get some content, baby. But Ducks are rolling in a playoff spot right now. I believe the second wild card. So keep it going, boys. Killer, congrats. Last but not least, our little intro here at Missin Curfew. I know you guys are big tennis players. Updog goes to Big Canyon for physical and mental relief, just hitting the ball machine. The Australian Open fucking looks unreal, man. The court looks sick. No joke with the weather down there, though, huh? Like, it can get some of these matches I was watching. It was like almost 100 degrees, and
it's hot. It's August in New York City for them right now, so it's middle of summer. The guys actually talk about just how hot it is, and you're seeing, what you just described in Alcaraz cramping up against Zverev in the semis is just a byproduct of playing a sport, Schmaltzy, that demands physical, devastation in the heat, playing for 4 hours at full speed, with a mental grind aspect to it. It truly is one of the hardest grinding sports you could possibly think of at that level.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's grueling, it's exhausting, and just how about the Joker, fellas? That's 38 years done. Even
clicks, dude. The Joker, my God.
Oh my God, to beat Jannik Sinner, aka Chinner, and then give Alcaraz a decent match, taking it to 4. I mean, that is incredible. Joker, man. I mean, Obes, we woke up to that text from Coop and all it was just the Joker emoji.
Yeah.
This guy, he's like a fine wine. I don't think he's going to be able to get to 25 majors. I think he's going to be stuck, but to even make it to the final at that tournament, it's incredible. It really is. And it was so fun to watch that run he went on. I love Joker, not quite as much as Feds, but I do love him. So that brought a tear to my chin, boys. That was awesome to see.
He's so good too. His post-match press conferences, like, he has a dry sense of humor. He's great. Like, I like what he said about Alcaraz. He's like, I love your game, but man, I wish sometimes you would just like let up on a ball or take it easy. Like, you're relentless.
I just, for the tennis fans out there that have watched tennis since, we were in our 20s, and you witnessed the love that you had for Federer and Nadal, two guys that you just cheered for all the time. And then the antagonist, Schmaltzy, in this was Joker. Every time you're like, this fucking guy's going to come on and try to ruin this for my boy Federer or for, Nadal. And he had to play that enemy the whole time. And now that enemy has been such a leader, and a role model for guys like Sinner and Alcaraz, and the longevity aspect of things is what puts him over the top. Playing hurt, taking care of his body at this age, still 38, 39 years old, still at this level. It's special to watch. You cannot love the guy. It's impossible to not love the Joker. It's for what he's done, going from that villain to now a guy that, and you saw it in the last 2 games at the Aussie Open with the fans, the way they treated him. He actually said, this is the best you guys have been for me in my whole career. 20 years, this is when you finally have stood up and cheered for me to compete against a guy like Alcaraz. It's huge. It's huge.
Yeah, I just think, did you see that quote he said? It was like up until 2 years ago or 3 years ago maybe, that he hadn't had a piece of chocolate since 2010.
I can't say the same, Swish.
No, you can't. I can't either. And he said, I just wanted to try chocolate again. So he broke off a little piece of a square and just put it on the top of his mouth, on the roof of his mouth, and just let it melt in his mouth. Like, this guy, his dedication to his diet is insane.
Joker, treat yourself to some chocolate, man.
Have a blue light.
Fucking treat yourself to some
Have a tequila, fella.
Fucking get a One Rock down there. Go to Bondi Beach and just let the fucking beer start flowing, fella. Enjoy the scenery. You guys are tennis guys. So I wake up for the semi, can't sleep, soft mattress. Yeah, it might have been a soft mattress. Couldn't sleep, fire on the TV, Alcaraz versus the big German. Zverev. Alcaraz is up 2 cob. Boys, starts cramping. I know the feeling. Starts cramping up. Now, my question to you tennis experts are, the big German was complaining that cramps are not a medical break, and Alcaraz was using that to get rubbed out. So are cramps considered, like, did he have a point? He's like, this guy, let's go. This guy's sitting here getting rubbed because he has cramps. It's not an injury. And if that's the case, I feel for the big boy because Alcaraz, he basically took 2 sets off because of these cramps. But is that a rule? Swish?
I mean, I've seen Sabalenka go back to the locker room before at the U.S. Open, late night at Ash for 15, 20 minutes, come back after a shot of Russian gas and absolutely whack a girl. So I think in terms of what is going on, for a medical timeout or not, I mean, you can go back to the locker room for virtually anything these days. So I think that's just an excuse, and he's being soft.
I'd like to take her back into the locker room for 15 minutes.
Yeah,
She can do whatever she wants.
Match is over.
She can, I don't even need 15 minutes. She can do whatever she wants. I'll never forget one U.S. Open. She was just getting her groin just massaged on the sideline. I was like, looking at her, like, my God.
Yeah, I caught. She ran into a buzzsaw there in the final.
Yeah.
I caught that, but she again.
Who'd she lose to again?
She's a beast. I don't know the girl's name top of my head, Swansea, but
Yeah, what's her name? It's how do you pronounce it?
Was she a top-rated one, or was it kind of an upset? Like it was.
she's the fifth. She's fifth seed.
Not
and
Ula.
she is like a robot. No. It was another.
Rabaccana, yeah, that's it. Elena Rabaccana. Yeah.
Where's she from?
I think she might be like Ukrainian, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, because she didn't shake her hand after the match. I read about that.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was a great match. I mean, she beat her 2-1.
How much does Sabalenka make in a year? Sabalenka?
A lot.
Lots, right?
She's making a lot, and she's got this deal with that
What?
material. Yeah, she wears material goods. So it's our buddy Brock and Teresa. It's their jewelry company.
Yeah.
They just, if you look at all her jewelry while she plays, it's all by them.
I'm looking at a lot of stuff.
I know you are. It's hard to not see the diamonds.
These she had a watch on, bro.
Yeah, well, when their legs are like that, yeah, I get it. And her forehand's coming at you about 110 miles an hour. But she's got, her endorsements, dude. She's living in Miami. She hangs out with Grutman. She's at the nightclubs, just mixing it.
She put a little pressure on her fiance in one of her like post-match interviews. She's like, my boyfriend, hopefully soon it'll be something different. I don't know what that guy's waiting for.
Yeah, that guy owns all those Oakberry acai bowl places down there too, and I think he might sell something on the side as well, because he's swimming in it as well. So she's not only got her bankroll, but his. The thing about the U.S. or the women's tennis players too is the purse is the same for the winning as the men. So they're really raking in opes.
You should give Izzy a tennis racket right now.
Yeah, I know she hits it. She left.
Yeah.
Oh, a good little forehand on her. Yeah.
I saw this little lefty playing earlier in the tournament too. This little guy, he was just dicing these lefties. He was playing one of the big boys. He was hanging in there.
Not Shelton, the American.
No, that guy throws hammers.
Yeah.
This guy was a little kind of Asian guy that was just kind of. It was like an old lefty Jimmy Key in there just trying to paint the fucking lines. He's still pretty good.
Nice.
But he got blown out of the waters.
I'm glad you like tennis, dude. It's such a good sport to watch. And then, if you learn how to hit your forehand, it's actually a fun sport to play.
I want to go to the Australian Open. Shout out to our boy William Billy Quinn. He was there. Todd Pickup went down with Carnook. Yeah, we got to get down there. I've never been to Melbourne.
You've been in Sydney.
I've been Gold Deer, Bondi Beach, fella. Keep your head on a fucking swivel. So, boys, always fun stopping around. That tennis match, Swiss, you don't think I forgot about it, buddy. I don't know why I want to play because you guys are going to work us, but it's all about content, baby, right? It's all about content.
That's show business, baby. We got to make it happen.
We're right back at Missin Curfew. DraftKings Pick 6, fellas. DraftKings' newest fantasy pick'em game. Just choose more or less on 2 or more player stats. The more accurate your picks, the bigger the payout, fellas. We had Richie Baby hit one there last week for us. Boys, I went all defense again last night. I was just thinking block shots and saves, and didn't work out, up dog. Didn't work out.
Yeah, it's been tough for me too, but those green check marks don't come so easy nowadays.
I had Weegsy Baby over a block and a half. Weegsy got me. Joseph Wall, who played fucking great last night in Cowtown, over 26 and a hook saves, got it. Vinny Desharnais, the big boy from San Jose, who usually has 2 blocks after the first period, didn't have a block. Gibby didn't hit in saves. Lankinen didn't hit in saves because Utah put up 6 against them. And then I thought the big boy Milton with the mustache would have over 1.5 blocks. I had pretty good odds on that too, boys. But back to the drawing board. But like we always say here, Up Dog and Swishy, you just got to hit one. But Swishy, anybody you got your eye on for that pick 6 that you might be sniffing around, bud?
I took one the other week. It was last week. It was a game between the Montreal Canadiens and the visiting Colorado Avalanche. Now, the Avalanche got whacked in Ottawa the night before, so I figured they'd be coming into Montreal buzzing. Nate, obviously a little bit of a homecoming being from Cole Harbor out that way. And I went with Arturi Lehkonen over 1.5. That hit. Cale Makar, he hit over on his shots. Cole Caulfield, who usually gets 3 shots a game, that was a miss there. Ivan Demidov, he hit for me over on shots. Iciest as well. And then the Nate Dog only got 2 shots. So I went 4 for 6. I mean, it's nothing to write home about, but I just think, some of these shot totals usually are your good chances for them, especially a guy like Caulfield. I always look at his over-under. They get 2 or 3 power plays in a game. He's going to be triggering like a young Chris Kyle. So I don't know. You just got to hit one, though. And Richie's been hot.
Richie has been hot. Richie's been shooting.
He's on top of it. He's doing his research.
Shoot or shoot.
Yeah.
Shoot to get hot. As Swishy would say, shoot to stay hot.
We've seen his little office he's got in his garage. He's got the screens up. He's monitoring all the plays. He's becoming like a real pick six professional.
Yeah.
He's picking up the slack for the squad.
I was really fucking buckled at this house. I'm like, let's go check out your studio setup in here, bud. We went back there after
Whisper Rock. Nice.
Did you actually have a dinner after Whisper Rock?
No, I went right to the airport. Oh yeah, no, I came back and had a full thing.
That is nuts, man.
I mean, when Matt rolls through town, you gotta go see him.
Me and Richie went back to his house. We were trying to talk to his wife. We couldn't even talk. I'm like, Up Dog, I think Up Dog's at a business meeting right now. I'm like, holy.
So we talked about everything but business.
Yeah.
But hey, boys, speaking of the pick six, we got such an event this weekend with the Super Bowl. Let's get our early pick six picks out for the fans, and let's get them all jumping on either the big fellas or mine or Schmaltzy's or Richie's for just a good old fashioned, barn burner game that we're going to have. But there's a lot of good things you can pick on for this game. So
yeah,
let's get them out there, bud.
Fuck, it's Super Bowl week's here, fellas.
Yeah, I just don't know about that game yet, fellas. I mean, there's no way the Patriots lose, right? Just based on history. I don't know. Like, it's just, I don't know.
I don't know what I don't know what to think either. And listen, I'm kind of, I got a future on the Pats. I know I talk about it every week, sorry fellas, but I got a future on it at like plus 850, something like that.
I'm cheering for that, bud. That'll be a huge number for you. That's just a number.
It feels like the Seahawks might just blow them out though, right?
I mean, I look at it as all the degenerates over in Boston that like to fire are all firing on, New England at that line, and probably tickling all the Drake May, future bets and everything. But Seattle has seemed to be the steamroller of a team this year who gets better and better every week, and their D are tough, and it'll be a good game. But Seattle's a tough team.
When is that Sam Darnold
going to throw his 3 or 4 picks
or fumble one? Yeah, that is all playoff swishies. The bright lights of the Super Bowl, famous people everywhere. He's going to be out there warming up, looking around. Is his sphincter going to tighten up a bit, Swishy?
I don't know. I mean, he didn't seem phased when Minnesota didn't offer him when he went over to Seattle, and just basically business as usual. He seems as cool as a cucumber. Now, Mike Vrabel, that defense, Drake May, I do like them. I do like obviously what the Patriots are all about. I love Portnoy, so
yeah,
I don't know. I'm still on the fence with that one, fellas. The book is still out. I'm gonna have to go in and get in the office and see what I come up with.
You win the office, baby. Going up.
Hey, going up.
Going up. We will put out a pick six to Up Dog. We'll get a Super Bowl one out here. Give the boys a couple more days to marinate. So, boys, get some skin in the game with pick six. Up Dog, my man, get this guy an ice cold pristine Pilsner and ice cold Labatt Blue.
Boys, don't these guys deserve it, fellas? Brought to you by Labatt. With Labatt, you can buy beer and get gear. Go to their website, snap a photo of your receipt, fellas, and upload it to gain points towards exclusive merch. Any size, any product, anywhere you're buying Labatt. Sign up at rewards.labattusa.com.
Fellas, the pristine Pilsner. Swishy, lead us off, fella. You're a good American-born player. Who you dishing an ice cold Labatt Blue to? Fella.
I mean, is there anyone more fitting than the pride of Buffalo, New York, the greatest American-born hockey player to ever lace him up? Showtime 88, surpassing Mike Modano, whose jersey famously flapped in the wind for the most points by a U.S.-born player at 1,375 points, 500 tucks, 875 apples. My favorite player growing up, still my favorite player. Showtime, he's been through the ringer with the injuries, but my God, baby, to be the highest scoring American of all time is so fitting. So I am going to slide Patty Kane about a baker's dozen icy cold Labatt Blues, because that is incredible. Chelio said it best. He's a good friend of Patty Kane, but he considers him the greatest American ever. And it's just so cool coming from a guy like Chris Chelios, not only with that tan, but just to be recognized as the greatest ever. Really cool. Patty Kane, baby. Ain't nothing like him.
Yeah, Showtime. Listen, first of all, his dad had a sick PK88 hat on in the stands, some Bauer hat that I can only assume was made strictly for the Kane family. So his old man was looking sharp up there. And then just to tag off Swishies, and I'm sure Patty Kane had a couple blue lights in that Wings dressing room. I'm sure there's a fucking couple in there. But I thought Mikey Mo's message on the Jumbotron after was unbelievable. Like, he basically said the reason, Jack Hughes and Cole Caulfield and Clayton Keller all wanted to be Patrick Kane. Like, when he said that, I was like, I played against, right? We played against Kaner, but man, he's right. Like, all these guys, they looked up to him. They managed their game around him, or they wanted to be Patty Kane. So when Mikey Mo said that, I thought he was super class, but that really hit home to me up, Doug. I'm like, yeah, Patty Kane changed USA hockey forever.
Forever. And talk about, I always talk about this on the show, is guys that influence the next generation. And Patty Kane solely has done that with his style. He's wore Bauer hockey gear better than any player, I think, ever to play the game. His swag is there, the way his stick is taped, his skates, the sock to sticks, the sock to his skate. Everything is so good. His celebrations, Schmaltzy, what he's done, he's so clutch. Mr. Clutch, fella, so he's well-deserved.
He's the only guy, Swishy and Ups, I think, to ever make the ear guards look good. Him and maybe Sid, eh? I mean, you don't even know that he's got his ear guards on because you're looking at all the rest of his fucking swag.
Yeah.
Yeah, and why do the kids like those you just mentioned wear the skates over not only the front side, but with the socks and the back? Because it's Showtime. Austin Matthews, Jack Hughes, Cole Caulfield, Clayton Keller, and some of those kids too, Opes, they wear the earpieces just like Showtime. Kells wears the earpieces, Jack Hughes wears the earpieces, Cole Caulfield wears the earpieces. So they always just wanted to emulate this guy. And Mikey Mo said it best.
I mean, listen, when you can get guys to wear earpieces, you've really fucking set the bar high, right?
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
I couldn't wait to get those
body work
things
home. Yeah, it's hard to do.
It's hard to do. It's like taking a bath with your socks on, eh? You wouldn't do it.
And then you're going to touch on the Mikey Mo video tribute, fella. That was pretty classy.
Yeah. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, totally.
It was great. I mean, everything he said and comparing to those guys was awesome. So, congrats to Showtime. Get those Labatt Blues in you, fella. Up, dog. Who are you dishing a pristine Pilsner to, fella?
Fellas, this guy deserves a couple blue lights. He was coming off a fucking 24-hour trip back from Dubai, right in the heart of West Palm, boys. I went to the TGL event, and this Rory McIlroy walked in. He drove into a sick car in the players' parking lot. He came into this barn that they built, this SoFi barn, and boys, this guy was out there practicing, and I was talking to Keegan Bradley out there, just watching Rory hit these shots, and like he just came back all the way from Dubai. He stepped out. They kicked the living piss out of the other team that night, boys. They beat him like nine holes up, but Rory, dude, was hitting these clutch flop shots. It was really cool to see how the TGL works.
Yeah.
We had great seats, and it was just badass watching this Rory hit like these flop shots around that green that spins around. Kind of a unique thing to see live.
Yeah.
Not so much of a fan of it on TV, but Rory, the way he looked and came in, different than seeing him on the course. It was a very close-up experience, but that guy, man, just he is golf for the PGA, and he is what makes that event live special to watch. I probably couldn't watch it with anyone, but Rory made it look absolutely sick.
So you're saying he looked rich?
He looked rich.
He's saying he looked rich.
He looked rich, and he played the hands on him, magical.
He's a rich
magical dude.
Yeah, hands like a priest. I mean, he's got hands like a surgeon. Rory McIlroy, is he as short as he looks on TV? What is he, 5'8", standing on his wallet?
No, he's bigger than that. I'm pushing 6 feet, especially if I stretch it up. He's probably 5'10", but he's jacked. Okay. His shoulders, he doesn't miss fucking leg day. He doesn't miss his workouts. He looks like a pro, and he carried himself while he's smiling. He's talking to like some fans. He's high-fiving the kids. It was actually nice to see. That sort of event, you don't see like how serious the golfers are between the ropes at an event. You see this sort of laid-back team atmosphere golfer, and I'm like, you know what? He's doing good for the game right here. So
he's got one of the best walks down the fairway of all time. The way he just pumpernickels that stride, where he's on the ball of his feet, just kind of bouncing. He's got one of the best walks down the tour.
We call that peacocking down the fairway. He's doing the peacock down the fucking fairway.
I'll tell you what I give Rory about being in shape. I give him credit because deep down he's a fat kid from Ireland. Like you see him back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, so he had to completely change his diet. He works at it because
he was born with a little bit of the fat gene there, and him And he's worked at it now. Like you said, he's in unbelievable shape. But I mean, if you're making fucking 100 bananas a year, whatever he's making, or
no, it was crazy.
Keep yourself in pretty good shape too, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I would too. You can't drive around in one of those like $400,000 Lambos with a, chubby cheeks.
With your beer belly hanging out
in there.
Okay, if I know, I almost didn't fit in that Lambo at Luxury Auto Collection, especially. I had to threw my back out getting in the Lambo SUV, fella. Tight squeeze.
Oh, even in the SUV?
That's all I could fit in. I could hardly fit in that, my man. But he had him parked so tight.
Yeah.
That I couldn't. I was like, I didn't want to bang the other Lambo, right? So I was just trying to squeeze my way in.
He's got fucking 30 of them. So
I know. It's unbelievable. Boys, I'm dishing some ice cold Labatt Blues
Send
here.
them.
I got 4. Cooch, you fucking beauty. I had the Lightning. I had the Lightning in the game, which we're going to get to when we go around the National League. But Cooch, 1 goal, 3 assists. I mean, his short side spink dink goal to, I believe, tie it up past Swayman was unbelievable. I mean, this guy, he's still, in my opinion, underrated. Like the way he plays, the way he slows it down. Cooch, I know you like a good Labatt Blue. Get it in you. William Nylander, back for the Leafs. He had 1 goal, 2 assists last night against the Calgary Flames. He was the best player on the ice, boys, times a million. Like, when he's out, they miss him, and that's why he was out the homestand. I don't know if they can fight their way back, but they need him going. And our boy, Nicky Schmaltz, shoot to get hot, shoot to stay hot, as Jay Swish would say. Absolutely slammed the Mammoth the other night against the Canucks. Wow, man's in one. But Nicky Schmaltz, what a pass by Kells. Nicky, get yourself a nice cold Labatt Blue, fella. Unbelievable game. And last but not least, our boy Barry Trotz. Trotzy, get yourself an ice cold Labatt Blue, fella. You had a hell of a run. You've given back so much to that city. You're one of my favorite coaches. And I'll give you this, Trotzy. When you came in as a GM, you came in fucking guns a slinging, buddy. You opened up the checkbook and you gave it to every veteran guy in the NHL. It was an emotional press conference. I love Trotzy up, dog. I know he likes a good Labatt Blue. And Trotzy, you were great for Nashville, and you will always be a Hall of Famer there, buddy. So keep your head up and enjoy your time away from the rink.
As they say, I think he left it all out there, fella.
He even admitted it. He's like, in his presser, he's like, I came in hot.
Yeah, out of the gates, like you should. That's only why I got one speed too, Trotzy. But listen, from a guy that's known you my whole life, you were great for the game, great for the city, as Obi just said. You're going to enjoy a few pints there, going back home to, the Okanagan and hanging with your family and kids. It's well deserved, fella.
For a guy that came out of Dauphin, Manitoba, the mean streets of Dauphin, Manitoba, he's done very well for himself. Go enjoy retirement. Is it time now that Trotzy finally takes the coat hanger out of the suit jacket? Is it finally coming out? Is there is he still going to? Because he's been wearing shoulder pads under that Joseph A. Bank suit for years.
Yeah, he always forgets to take that hanger out of the suit. Listen though, Trotzy, the moves he made when he made them, I picked him to win the Central that year. I'm like, this team's going to be unbelievable. Like, you bring in Brady Shea, you bring in Stammer, you bring in Marchessault. Who else did he overpay? Did he overpay somebody else?
Stammer,
Marchessault, Brady Shea, I think were his 3 big boys that he just backed up the Brinks truck for. But hey, you want to come in and make a splash. And the crazy thing about Uppy is, you were drafted by them and played there. Like, that wasn't Dave Poile's way, right?
No.
So maybe Trotzy thought, fuck, you know what? I'm coming in here. I'm not Dave Poile. My owner left his checkbook in my office here, and I'm giving the boys some money.
Maybe he put 2 years on him. He's like, I'm only here for 2 years, so I'm going to just absolutely send it.
Yeah.
And
I still think you got to, and I'm sure they will, but you got to keep Trotzy around for, some hockey decisions at times.
That's his home. His home's Nashville. I'm sure he will. I mean, Poile's still there doing his thing. But I'm interested to see now that, all the ex-players that have gone through, the Predators, and you look at the guys that are still around, but you got Shea Weber, that's arguably a guy who wants to stay in the game and be an influence. He would be a candidate for me to step in as a young GM. There's going to be some guys wanting that job because it's a great city, it's a great organization, and whoever steps in will have a job to do.
I'm going to go off the board here. Never played for the club, but now lives in Franklin, Tennessee. Remember at the Grove, Ryan Getzlaff.
Yeah. There you go.
Bring him in.
He's going to be involved.
At some point.
Yeah.
Like N-Webs, but then you need maybe an experienced GM to help them out. But maybe you bring in a young guy like that, and then you keep Trotzy around, and Dave Poile's there, and you hire some veteran executives around them, right?
Yeah, Moneyball guys around them.
Yeah.
But have the face of them being like our generation's legends that are still in the game. They deserve a shot.
That is going to be What do you want when you want to seek out a job? That's going to be a job that people really want, right? Swishy, what's the word I'm looking for?
Sought after.
Sought after. Thank you, fella.
It's 2 words.
Yeah, that's a job that it's going to be very sought after for GMs out there.
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys are speaking, the right language there. Where if you wanted to bring in a younger GM, but then you just hire a veteran president. You see it all the time.
Yeah.
Alex Steen is going to be the successor for Doug Armstrong. You see, with Patty Elvine and Jim Rutherford. Now it hasn't worked out there, but someone in that president role where you can kind of oversee things. Shanny with Dubas. So definitely a move that would be smart, and we'll see who gets that job because that's a great city.
Yeah. That's where I drank the most of my
Got
career.
a couple blue lights there, buddy.
Yeah, people think Vancouver. Nah, Broadway, blue lights, flowing, fella. Trotzy, love you, buddy. Enjoy retirement. You're great for Nashville and great for the game. The boys love you. Moving on, it's the Luxury Auto Collection Dog of the Week. Fellas, whether you want to pull up to the rink in style or roller coaster with your boys in a National League Springer van, the fellas at Luxury Auto Collection have you covered. Fellas, they don't just sell cars, they sell a lifestyle. Check them out online at luxuryautocollection.com. Promo code Curfew gets you free shipping. And boys, before we jump into the Dog of the Week, they can get you whatever they want. We were there a couple weeks ago. You don't just have Lambos, Ferraris, and all this. You want a Tahoe, you want Escalade, you want whatever you fucking want. They can get it. So reach out to them. They're absolute team guys and absolute beauties. The Luxury Auto Collection, Dog of the Week, boys. The goalie fight. Vasilevskiy and Swayman are my dogs of the week here. It was an unbelievable hockey game. To see Vasilevskiy come down, the big cat, the Russian. Swayman didn't get the memo that he's a fucking lefty. He started throwing lefties down the pipe. I'm like, the big Russian's a lefty. That's the last thing he needed on his resume was a fucking goalie fight. So to Vasilevskiy and Swayman, who are both playing unbelievable, both are in the Vezina conversation for sure. You are a Luxury Auto Collection. Dog of the Week, up dog. I thought it was fucking great.
Buddy, I just love the reaction from both bitches, from Pasternak to Cooch to the whole squad to the coaches. When the two goalies, arguably your best players, step up, put their bodies on the line, do full fisticuffs at the old outdoor, classic game. It's just, unbelievable. So Stadium Series lived up to what it should be. You got a goalie fight. You get to overtime. You got fucking 10 goals, both teams. It's just a good old fashioned, what do they say? Sunshine fuck fest?
It was a fuck fest.
It was great. It was great.
How about Vassie's interview too after with Kevin Weeks when he was asked, "Hey, have you been in any fights before on the ice?" He's like, "No, just a couple off the ice." So that was a great quote. Oh yeah, he said that. So that was nails, I thought, from the big Russian, the big cat they call him. But yeah, he looked like he knew how to throw mobs. I mean, I don't know anything about fighting, but he looked like he had that left cock.
Fuck, when he's dropped the gloves and started going lefty, starting him on more on Swayman, I'm like, oh, Swayman didn't know this was coming.
Yeah, 6'6" throwing lefties, head up.
He might now be the toughest guy in the Lightning besides big Curtis Gabriel there, but we're going to get to the game, boys, but that was unbelievable. Swishy, before I turn it over to your dog, obviously with that fight, just reminded me, and I've saw it all over Instagram and social media, the best goalie fights ever. I mean, for me, I got to go back to Hextall and Potvin.
Yeah.
I was watching that game as a young fucking kid from Port Up, Ontario, Swishy, and I'll never forget, like, Hexy comes all the way down, and I was worried for Felix the Cat. I'm like, fuck, this is Hexy, and stands in there, they take their buckets off, and they throw absolutely down the pipe. So that one for me is my favorite, and my second honorable mention, fucking Patty Waugh and Osgood.
Yeah,
and Osgood was unbelievable.
Playoffs, fucking. It wasn't so much playoffs. It was the first game back after Claude Lemieux, Joel Draper.
And Ozzy, and Patty was tough, and Ozzy stood in there. I think he cut him over the eye.
Yeah, that was, and they both went flying at each other. That was just, I mean, all-time old school hockey against two clubs that absolutely hated each other during that time. So goalie fights are part of the game, boys. Gets the crowd in it. I mean, fucking, I loved watching my goalies fucking go at it.
Yeah. I don't know if I ever fucking saw one live. None of my goalies got out there and chucked them. Come on, Bobby Luke, quit being...
Play junior in Fort Mac, bud. Your tendies fight.
Yeah,
or anybody.
Maybe back to junior. We had a line brawl one night in Coburg. I'm sure our goalies were going.
Yeah, we have team fucking bench sprawls, bud. Back
to the old oil barons, eh, fella? Swissy, what'd you think of that though, fella? I mean, what's your favorite goalie fight?
Yeah, that one was up there. Those old school Hextall ones, even Hextall fighting Chelios back in the day was incredible. I mean, he started the lawnmower on Chelly like he was a nail gun for a goalie. But I'm trying to think. Just because I knew the two guys and they were actually goalie a tandem when I play with them in the jungle was Phoenix Copley and Jordan Binnington. My boys.
Yeah.
So they played together in Chicago with the Wolves for 2 years, and they were good buddies. And fast forward 2 years later, they're both playing in separate jungle teams. Copley at the time was playing for Hershey, and Biddington was in Providence, and they squared up at the old Hershey barn there, went toe-to-toe at center ice. So I think for me, selfishly, a jungle goalie fight, they both ended up making it to the league, and obviously they're there where they are now. I thought that was probably my favorite of all time, just because I knew them both.
Yeah, and shout out to Razor Ray Emery, rest in peace, fella. I mean, listen, he fought Brian McGrattan in practice. They were best buddies. Brian McGrattan's arguably one of the toughest guys in the league. Razor fought him in practice. Then he fucking beat the wheels off Marty Baron, and then he went toe-to-toe with Andrew Peters, who was their heavyweight. I mean, so Ray Emery wouldn't just fight goalies. He was fighting legitimately heavyweights, too. So good on Vasi and Swayman, boys. Swish, you got a dog of the week, fella?
Yeah, and, this is going to go to a lady out of South St. Paul, Minnesota, Lindsey Caroline Vonn, who just recently tore her ACL in a practice session in Milan. And you know what? She said, fuck it. I'm going to gut it out. I'm going to play on one knee. 41 years old, coming back to the Olympics. Hasn't been the Olympics since 2018. And just going to go fucking full tilt, full time, down the hill. Gut it out. I don't know if she's playing it with some perks in her system, a knee brace, maybe both, but just so nails. And I just wanted to give a couple clicks and just a real dog-like effort. She's going to go gut it out there at the Olympics. Unbelievable, especially at her age. Just shows how tough she is. So really cool to see. So she's my Missin Curfew dog of the week.
She is a dog, man. I saw the spill.
Yeah, it's
Tough spill.
Yeah.
I got a question before you go in, up dog, and break it down.
Yeah.
Why is she even fucking skiing in that event? Like, just take it. Like, does she need that one more warm up match to get in there? Like, I was just like, at her age, she's already in the Olympics. Maybe take the option in the Swiss Alps for this match. I don't know.
That's up to her. She's such a competitor. She probably just wanted to go in, feeling, what speed is, she came off such a great race. And at her age, what she's done to come back like this, she's an absolute beast. You see the way she works out. You see the way she trains to get back in the spot.
Nice bumper on her.
I've had 2 ACL tears. I don't know how in God's green earth she's going to be able to just tape that up.
You went to
put the brace on.
You went to Coachella.
Well, yeah, I can dance for Tiesto. I can't fucking fly down.
He had his knee brace on his crutch. We're fucking dancing.
I'm not going to fly down the Swiss Alps. I'll stay up late dancing Tiesto. But there is a way you can do it. The ACL, if there's one ligament that you can maybe fuck up and still do it, it could be your ACL. Like Chris Chelios played almost his whole career with no ACL.
Really?
Now, in saying that, if that thing fucking pivot shifts on her while she's going down this hill, heads up. She's going to maybe take out everybody on the way down. But I wish her the best. There's nothing I want more to see than someone that puts everything on the line at her age to come back and do what she's doing. She came out with a statement a few days ago saying that she's not taking herself out yet and that she's going to see. And then to hear that she's going to race is absolutely phenomenal. So good luck, babe.
Swishy, she wasn't the only one that took a spill that day. Like, I guess there was 5 or 6 people that went down in that race.
Yeah, it must have been icy conditions, but, she's such a maniac. She's not thinking about the worst possible situation. I mean, coming back from 8 years of not being in the Olympics. Like, she took the last Olympics off. So for her, it's just another day at the office, right? And not thinking about that. But, yeah, it looked like, from the footage, it was gnarly, but she did get a little chin over shin there. And that's usually when bad things happen.
That is right out of Swishyville. That is chin over shin.
Yeah,
I just thought she'd already be at the Olympic Village, maybe throwing it around. I thought like from her track record, I'm like, why is this girl skiing? I thought she would have got the best little setup there and just
if you want to be at your best, get in there early and start.
This is her last Olympics. I want the fucking best bed frame I got in this joint, right? She's like, I'm going out with a bang.
You need a good headboard with her, I think, for sure.
She should be a handful.
Tighten up those bolts.
Hey, listen, I wish her the best though. It's an unbelievable story. Swishy, good on you for our dog. I hope she can compete. Like you said, that's good intel ups. I never knew that about the ACL, that maybe you could just tape an Advil to it and just out there fucking go.
You're going to need a strong brace. But yeah, if there's one to do, like the MCL will be wonky. Yeah, so the ACL, I mean, but there's a reason why when someone tears their ACL playing a sport that they're out for 6 months. Like it's one you usually fix. But at her level right now, I mean, mind over matter, fella. Let's go.
Good on you, Lindsey. You're a dog. Keep going. I wish you the best over there. Moving on here at Missin Curfew. Around the National League, it's the best league in the world, presented by our good friends at Eagle 4. Fellas, you want to lounge by the water? Enjoy waterside dining and unwind in true Newport Beach style. The fellas at Missin Curfew have you covered. 20% off at Balboa Bay Resort with code CURFEW. Book now at balboabayresort.com. What a league, fellas. Around the National League. We touched on it a little bit with Get This Guy a Beer. Stadium Series. Jon Cooper, you are a fucking beauty for many, 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 many reasons, man. Many, many reasons. It's funny, Swishy, I text him, me and Swishy and him, I text him probably 2 or 3 hours before the game, and I said, Coop, I know that you got a sick hat for this game. Like, I knew that coming out, and Swishy's like said something about a fedora, white fedora, and he didn't get back to us, obviously, to get ready for the game. But then he walks out with this fucking straight out of Scarface, white suit with the sick, that was a fedora he had on, right? Swishy, the white fedora, chest hair flowing, chains going. I mean, Coop, man, you're a fucking beauty. I don't know what else to really say. And for the game itself, listen, I was the least biggest fan of outdoor games. I was kind of over it. But the one in Miami where Swishy was there for Winter Classic and this one has brought my belief back. The weather was great. The play was great. Like the game in Miami, great pace. Boys look comfortable. Tampa, same thing. It was obviously 30, 40 degrees there, which doesn't happen a lot in Tampa. But listen, I just think the NHL hit a home run. Tampa Bay, once again, made hockey look unbelievable. Coop coming off with his cigar. I mean, what a comeback. I had the money line, thank God. But, I mean, it was a home run for me, boys. Updog, I'll let you go next. But I just thought both games, especially the Stadium Series, Tampa, Bees, NHL, you knocked it out of the park.
Football jerseys, bud, were unbelievable. Coming in full shouldies, full fucking buckets.
Can I say one thing about that? Like, it made me realize that hockey players aren't as big as football players, though. Like, they all kind of came in looking like the kicker.
Yeah, they did.
Right? I'm like, fuck, if this is a
even
football
the big
game,
guys did.
Yeah, like, even Hedman didn't look like...
I know. But still, it was just a classy way to play in an outdoor game, in a football field. For me, too, just... You know, what Coop did and his coaches, how they followed suit, all with the stogies, all looking like fucking, you know, Don Draper back in the day. It was completely fucking and utterly like the best thing they could have did in that moment. So, well done. And the NHL, they're actually, we always chirp these games, but the last couple, Florida, New York, this one, super tight, jerseys looking mint, great game. Yeah, it was great.
Good play too, Swishy. Like the play was a fucking obviously a great hockey game, but the one in Miami too, good pace. Boys were comfy, not one freezing their balls off. I liked them being down there in Florida.
Yeah, and I love what Coop said. You know, after we told him, "Hey, that outfit was incredible." He was like, "Yeah, I wasn't looking so good when we were down 5-1, but then the fellas rallied and put on a performance. Great day for Tampa Bay as a whole. You had Baker Mayfield, some of the guys involved from the Buccaneers. That camaraderie of the city goes a long ways, especially in a town like that that's had champions, and especially playing at Raymond Jones Stadium. So I thought that was really cool. But yeah, I mean, Coop, fellas, the kids call this aura farming, and that was the coolest outfit I have seen in all of sport through the entire year. And I'm not trying to glaze this guy.
Oh,
you look at the NBA fits, you look at the NHL fits, you look at guys walking in for tennis matches. It was incredible, like 4 buttons down, and then to have the collars just parted like the Red Sea, the chains on, and then a stogie on the ice walking off as a winner. Incredible. It was insane. I mean, the guy looked mint. I mean, he looked like he was, straight out of Scarface, or right out of Miami Vice, about to get on a 200-foot yacht and just cruise off into the sunset.
Yeah, well said. Listen, that's custom made too, right? The guy who made it for him is now getting some love in social media. So Coop, he went in there, got a custom little white Scarface suit, and away you went.
Yeah, you know what they say, Two Obes, is that ain't exactly off the rack.
That ain't off the rack, fella.
It's not a 42 regular.
Fella.
No.
Yeah. No, that ain't off the rack.
Fuck, I wish we would have went in for that, but whatever.
I know.
It is what it is. You can't get to everything, but that would have been a fun little weekend could have teed it up, pinned.
Yep.
Yeah.
Went to Coop's house. Yeah, I'm biting myself a little bit. Coop, you're fucking right, Sam. But boys, sticking in the Stadium Series game, the Boston Bruins, great effort by them. Listen, I usually complain about penalties. They've been undisciplined all year. And in that game, they were super undisciplined. I get, McIlroy was pissed. Pasta was pissed. And maybe I wasn't pissed because I had the bolts, but they were all penalties. And it was just kind of a snowball effect. So I think moving forward, something that Marco Sturm and the boys in the leadership group got to work on. And it's easier said than done. Believe me, I took lots of penalties. But listen, they're in the second playoff spot, wild card right now. The way they're playing, boys, I got to give Cam Neely and Don Sweeney a ton of credit, man. Like, they went out and got toughness. If you're looking around the league right now, toughness still matters, man. That Kaslik, he's a fucking problem.
He's a problem.
He just knocked Cirelli out of the fucking Olympics. Tanner Jeannot, he's a problem. Fucking Zadorov, he's a problem. And not only are those three guys problems, the rest of their team plays bigger and tougher. Everyone around them. So to them, good on you. They've built a culture there. Pasta, Morgan Geeky are lighting it up. Hampus Lindholm coming back is huge. McAvoy's playing was great. Swayman's kicking. But where I'm going with this, boys, is toughness still matters, and the Boston Bruins are proving it up, dog.
Yeah. Schmaltzy, I'll let you tag that, fella.
Yeah, I mean, they went out and they spent money and they were criticized for it in different departments. Tanner Jeannot, in certain guys that they gave money to, even Big Z.
I tripped him about that.
They were criticized for a lot of different reasons, even bringing in some of the guys that they have. And it's turned out to be the total opposite. They have a culture there. It starts with their coach, Pasta, the big boys. McAvoy's been good. But the way that they've brought that old school Boston Bruins hockey back into the mix is why they're successful right now. And the blueprint of the team is there. The make of the team is there. Yes, they're going to have to add some different things and pieces into their lineup, become a real championship team. But the make and model is back, Obes, and the culture is instilled again, and it happened quicker than most thought.
Yeah, put me in there. And listen, if you're a team around the league and you don't have a lot of firepower, you're trying to find a way to be competitive, you can still add toughness, man. Like, and for me, Fraser Mitten, I mean, listen, Carlo and a first. They traded Carlo, Mitten, and a first to Boston. That was an absolute fleecing because he's an unbelievable player. But a guy like Arvidsson and how do you say this guy's name? 81 here. Iciest. That guy plays bigger. Like, they all play bigger because of these guys. So, Swishy, my man, we appreciate you, buddy. Have a safe flight, my man. Back to the chin at Scottsdale. We appreciate you taking the time. Safe flight.
Thanks, fellas.
Fella.
Sorry, I got to run, but I got to catch a bird.
All right, safe care. You'll see you later. See you, bud. Thank
All
you.
right, boys. Peace.
And how about just the goalie, too, by the way? Swayman, I mean, you talk about what they've done in January to climb back in the race, and Swayman has been the guy, like, kind of up and down, ever since he signed his deal, Opes. But now he's back to, I'm on the Olympics, I'm pushing for that starting job, and I'm going to help my team get back, in Boston Bruin form, fella.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what, Sully and Torts, they got a decision in goaltending, right? Like, Hollaback, he's not the reason the Jets are where they are, but like coming back off a knee surgery in the offseason, he doesn't look like himself, really. Ottinger's kicking. Yeah. Swayman's kicking. I mean, and the Bruins are doing this without Lindholm and Pavel Zacha right now. Like, I don't think this team's going anywhere. And I mean, that Kaslik, he's a real problem.
I know, dude. It's a sad thing because, we talked about Cirelli earlier today. That's a guy, he plays with his head up. Right. He got fucking smoked.
Oh, yeah. He was just... Yeah, it was lean, but it was just like his shoulder blades almost touched each other. It was.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah.
Kovalchuk got me fucking put both my clavicles together. I'm like, oh, that sound wasn't right.
Yeah.
Just separated both the AC joints right there.
You're like, that's not normal.
Like that big Russian just fucking smoked me.
So good on the Bees. The big bad Bruins are back. Up dog, the Olympic break. Everybody, I'm sure, is ready for it. I mean, if I was a player, I would be so ready for it. I mean, these last couple of games are going to be tough to play mentally. You're like,
big time.
It's like Kramer. In my mind, I'm already there.
Well,
I'm already in Cabo at Billy Quinn's house, fucking pinned.
And I'll tell you,
Mandela.
I'll tell you why. Is because you're thinking, don't fucking break your ankle. Don't fucking break your hand. Don't do anything that's just going to cause you to ruin the next
up my face.
10 days that I deserve to have off. These guys have been playing so much fucking hocky.
Don't hit me in the nose.
You're just like, because the one thing happens and all of a sudden your trainer's like, listen, you're going to stay back and like get some rehab or something. And so, poor Cirelli going to the Olympics, it's another thing to think, I don't want to get hurt. Let's just get these games over with, get the points we need and go into Milan and fucking compete for my country. So there's two ways to look at it. But, just to your point here, talk about why you think these Blue Jackets are not wanting this break to hit.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, right? Because they all deserve it, obviously. But listen, they're 9-1 under our boy Bonesy.
Wow.
They've won 5 straight.
That's a little Bonesy bump from the Missin Curfew boys there.
Yeah, right. And I said on this very podcast that I didn't think it was Dean Evason's fault, and I still don't believe it was Dean Evason's fault for where they were. But credit to Don Waddell. You bring in a new message, and I guess Bones was probably the perfect guy, right?
Yeah.
Bones is going to come in. We just had him on. He's going to talk to guys. He's going to get to know guys. He's going to make it very, very comfortable, very quick. And I just think if you ask Bonesy, 99% sure, actually 100% sure, he'd be like, fuck, I wish this break wasn't coming right now, because you know what it's like ups. I've never had, I had one Olympic break in Vancouver, like, fuck, it's like 10 days, and you come back and it almost feels like a new season. You're like, all right, we got to get cranked back up. And when you're rolling like this, I just hope they can come back with a nice tan, a few good stories, and get back to where they're playing now, because I'm pulling for a C-bus, man.
Yeah, well, and I'll tell you, there's no better time of the year to go on a stretch and just put your team back in it. So it's better than being up top and then losing your game. Losing the game and then going in thinking, fuck, thank God for the break. Well, yeah, you still got to come out of the break and find ways to win. At least this will be fresh in their minds. They're obviously getting the right message from Bonesy, and we asked Bonesy what that message was, and it was, let's play defense. Defense is what works first. Defense is what gets you in the playoffs, and they're doing that. Elvis is playing good, and they're young guys are starting to pick it up. Columbus is back to where they need to be.
They're a well-rounded team.
Yeah.
And if anything, if Don's going to make a move, try to get another goal scorer would be my opinion if he was asking for it. But good on them. Up, Doug. I'll tell you some teams here that are licking their chops to get on the fucking bird. New York Rangers, everyone there cannot wait. New Jersey Devils, they cannot wait. Shout out to Frosty. He's going to Milan. He's an absolute beauty. Philadelphia Flyers, the real Rocket Talket, going to Milan, but everyone else can't wait. And then out west here, if you're a Vancouver Canuck, a St. Louis Blue.
Yeah, the Blues are struggles.
A Winnipeg Jet. Not so much Calgary because there wasn't many expectations there, but if you're any of those teams.
Yeah. Turn the lights out. Go enjoy your vacation, boys. And not that you deserve it, but you need it.
You may not want to come back.
Yeah.
Fuck. There were some all-star breaks where I was like, fuck.
But how many games do the boys have coming back? Like almost 25 games
Listen,
left?
I'll tell you what, when we're all said and done here, we're going to be about 58 games, 57 games played.
25 games left.
It's going to be a sprint.
Sprint to the finish.
It's just tough coming back after that Olympic break, and you're dead last.
Yeah,
you're playing for contracts and your family and jobs and.
Yeah, no, the tenure. You want to stick around, boys, and you want to, it sucks being in a spot like that, but you want to still find your game. There's always positive sides to coming back after a vacation and putting points up and getting some good vibes going. I'm
just looking forward to, obviously, the Olympics. I'm not thrilled for the time change of the games will be on 5 o'clock out here in the West Coast, but it is what it is. I'll battle through it. I'm up. But I'm excited for when it is over and the guys that are at the Olympics get back, after jet lag or whatever, and then it's go time, man. I really think you're going to see these players fucking turn her up. And I'm watching these games ups, and as an ex-player, I'm kind of just looking at them being like, they're just so ready for the break. They're just like the guys that are playing it don't want to get hurt. The guys that aren't in it are like, fucking, let's just go here. That's what I've seen.
And I think that's a big reason why they've always contemplated sending guys, halfway across the world for the Olympics, because it rubs into the regular season. It rubs into just how the games can be long and, boring at times. And you watch a lot of hockey. We watch a lot of hockey. It's at those dog days where you're just begging for, that tequila sunrise in Cabo on the beach and your girl to wear a bikini again and they spray tan before she goes down there. All the bonuses of a good Olympic break.
Yeah, fuck, I used to love a good break. Yeah. I used to go there just bad tan the way, but no sunscreen, just eat it. Day one, eat it.
Yeah, I know. That sun's hot nowadays on the Newfie skin.
The weather here's been, I'm sorry about the weather here in Newport Beach lately, but around the National League, boys, the Pittsburgh Penguins, 11 wins in the month of January. Sidney Crosby, this guy is just, whatever his Normatec or whatever he's drinking or doing, he's unbelievable. But I got to go to Stuart Skinner here, up dog. He gets out of, you want to talk about the dog days? Yeah. He gets out of Edmonton where he's done answering all the fucking questions and all the pressure that's been put on him. And he's come in here and he's been unbelievable, man. And it just goes for him. But good for him. It just goes to show you, and I used to say this to some of the media in Vancouver, and obviously the Longo is way more of a higher pedigree than Stuart Skinner. But even some days it would weigh on Lou. And I'm like, just fucking leave him alone. And they're never going to do it. That's just, they have a job to do and that's the way they're going to do it. And I'm just happy for this kid because obviously the pressure was getting to him. And now he's come down there, with Sid and the boys and he's absolutely kicking. So good for Stuart.
I mean, the NFL doesn't interview the field goal kickers after they, miss one to end the game or whatever, right? Like, why do they always want to go to the goalies? Do they grab the poor kicker?
They interviews that one poor kicker from Baltimore that missed it, and he was like,
yeah,
I'll make it next time. I'll make it next time. I'll make it next time.
No, but, I just look at that, and it's everything that the Oilers were missing was just timely goaltending and stepping up in the moment and being the best player on the team. Could it be the goalie? And they weren't able to find it. And now, arguably, down this stretch for the Pens, Stuart Skinner stepping up and being their best player. And it just goes to show you're only as good as your goalie.
Yeah. And it just goes to show the pressure that he was really under, right? 2 finals. McDavid takes a massive haircut. You're coming back and he's stinking the joint out. And he could have, you could see in his interviews in Edmonton that he was trying to say the right things, but it was getting to him. And good on Stan Bowman to maybe realize that. Now, are they better off with Jarry and Ingram? I don't know. We'll see. But you mentioned, obviously McDavid's article came out with the Player Tribune. I mean, I haven't read it all like you have. I've seen the highlights, it's not highlights. I've seen bits and pieces of it on social media. The one thing I did see was when he's talking about his bachelor party or wedding, he's like, I'm sitting there and I thought it was his wedding, but he's like, I'm at my wedding and I'm supposed to be having a good time. And I'm just thinking about how we lost in the finals. And he's like, this is not how it's supposed to be. And I'm like, I can't imagine back-to-back finals what he's going through. So it was good for him to give like a little insight in that.
And that was after the first finals. You think about the way he actually felt after losing both.
I can't imagine, man.
And it was brought up just, how he had everything planned for him and his buddies, way in advance. And he made sure it was after what possible Game 7 could ever be for the finals, and they make it there. And that they just could not sit around and not talk about how heartbroken the loss was, not only on him but on everybody. What stood out to me though is just his drive and his passion and what he talks about as a young kid and competing with his brother and always being competitive. And no one will take away the fact that whatever anyone says, he wants to win a Stanley Cup in Edmonton. It's like,
he says that.
It's not a question. And I took out of it like no one's going to get in his way. Heads up if you're trying to. The team is going to have to come together.
No, there's going to be people getting in his way. They're called the Minnesota Wild, the Colorado Avalanche, the Dallas Stars. And there's going to be some people in his way.
So in that way, you're going to have to beat that Edmonton Oilers team in a full 7-game series when Connor McDavid still has the feeling of loss in there, and he talks about it. He has not won anything, he said, in such a long time since a World Championship 8 or 9 years ago, until the Four Nations Cup, and what that felt for him to see Sidney Crosby in the room, to see Doughty in the room, to see Marchand in the room, going into overtime in the Four Nations Cup, and just how calm they were. And how that sort of feeling and witnessing that for him is only building this desire for his fucking mind to win another one, or to win. So he talks about it. Nothing matters to him but winning. So, fuck, I'm pulling for him.
I mean, what he did last week against the fucking San Jose Sharks, the poor Sharkies, Celebrini and the boys go in there and play an unbelievable road game. 3-0 heading into the third. They get one early in the third to make it 3-1, and then they pulled the goalie with 3 minutes left, and all hell broke loose. Tied it up, make it 3-3, and then they won in 4-3 in overtime. And it was all McDavid. It was all McDavid.
I know, dude.
I was just watching it going like, wow. Like, that was the NHL. He just basically looked like
the best players in the world.
In Fort Mac back in the day when you're fucking lighting it up. It was crazy. But I would say this, if I could pick Connor and Leon's brain a little bit, like, when they look out east right now and see that Florida is 9 points out of a playoff spot, there's got to be a part of them that's like, please don't let those fuckers get in.
Yeah.
Please.
Step on their neck.
I don't want to see them ever again the rest of my life.
I know. Yeah, that's
right. Like, I think if Florida doesn't get in,
I don't want to shoot on Bobrovsky ever again for the rest of this.
I just think that will give them even more starting. I know they got to get through the West, and it's a fucking gauntlet through the West. But those guys that are wired like that, if they know that their kryptonite's already out,
yeah, well thought.
Yeah, could be good. But yeah, good on Connor, man. I'm glad he did that, and go get that gold medal, fella.
Yeah, for sure, boys.
Up dog, my man. It is milk carton time here at Missin Curfew. Talking about your Oilers.
No,
listen,
about the goalie
I haven't seen that Calvin Pickard. He's cleared, but I haven't seen that they assigned him to the minors yet, to the jungle, the good old American Hockey League. Oilers, I'm putting you on the milk cart. If you send this guy down and you don't let Calvin Pickard get his fucking Olympic break. The guy has been an unbelievable teammate. All the players love him. The fans love him. He's been an absolute soldier for you guys. He deserves his Olympic break. If he has to go to Bakersfield and change all his plans and not be able to go with his wife and whatever on the Olympic break, please, Oilers, let this guy go enjoy his 2 weeks off and then send him down to the fucking Banana League where people go to die down there up dog. Yeah. But this guy deserves his break, man. You gotta let this guy go enjoy himself. He's been a warrior for the Oilers.
There would be nothing more not National League than that move. And I just don't see that happen. I see Connor walking in and being like, hey, he's too good of a guy. He's been, nothing has been his fault. He stepped in. Fuck, he won us all those games.
He was like 10-0 last year before he got hurt.
In the playoffs, yeah, he could have won the fucking Conn Smythe, arguably. Just let him, anyway, I'm on your bandwagon here. Guy deserves his break.
Yeah.
Talk about the goalies. This is a guy that fucking deserves a nice little Cabo vacation. It's a long year.
I mean, it's 4 days before the break. This guy's been looking forward to this break since.
He's only missing $1 million too, by the way. He's making $1 million.
I'd take that.
Yeah, but they might need that come the deadline. Squeeze someone in.
I'm sure they're trying to trade him. This happened to me in Vancouver. I cleared, shockingly, and then I was sitting there waiting for them to fucking assign me to the old Manitoba Moose. I'm like, oh, Winnipeg Earls, be all right, no escrow. And then my agent's like, they haven't assigned you yet. I'm like, well, what are they waiting for? Like, I kind of want to get out of the city. Like, right? I don't want to be going around here if I'm not even on the team. Of course. And then he's like, the next day, he's like, they're trying to trade you. So this was before the season started, though. So maybe the roster wasn't in yet. Like, I don't know how long they could just have him marinating up there. Like, if they're over the roster, they got to fucking send him.
Yeah, if this is a money play and they were put on to see if someone either takes him or that they can send him down, I think it's going to be shit out of luck. He's going to have to get a refund on those tickets.
Fuck. I tell you what I would have done. The writing was on the wall. I would have pulled the groin. I would have went, no, I'm fucking done. Because he knew he was going down. Like, it was coming.
Yeah. It's tough.
So anyways, Calvin, buddy, I hope you get your Olympic break. You deserve it. And talk about full circle, man. Like, remember years ago we went up there for the game and we were coming back to the old JW Marriott and it was him and Brad Malone. And they had their stuff, and they were going back to Bakersfield, and we were just tuned up. I'm like, Pix, where? He was like, yeah, I got to go back to Bakersfield. We're playing there tomorrow night. Fuck, I would have never thought in a million years that he would have played in the Stanley Cup final or marched to. I mean, that's just how strange things happen up as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Was that after the Calgary game that one year?
No, that was Edmonton, LA. How many times they played? 5 in a row? This was the second time I think they played. We went up there.
I remember that.
We got pinned in that suite with flowers.
Yeah.
And then we were walking back to JW, get a cocktail heading God knows where. And they were there with their gear heading back to Bakersfield.
Yeah, it was in LA.
In LA.
Yeah, sorry, I was thinking we're up
in LA.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, for sure.
Good lobby bar there at the JW.
Bakersfield, tough.
Tough area. Where you guys are going? They're like, we got to go back to Bakersfield. We play tomorrow. I'm like,
tough area.
Like, where you guys go? We're like Hollywood. See you later. Have a safe trip. So, Pick, I hope you get your Olympic break. And Oil, come on, fellas, do the right thing. Like Uppy said, that wouldn't be National League. You guys are National League. Let that guy enjoy his break. He deserves it. Last but not least here at Missin Curfew, it is a Jäger Iciest shot of the night, presented by Jägermeister. Serve it cold or don't serve it at all. Jägermeister. Damn, that's cold. For more info, visit Jägermeister.com. And fellas, always drink responsibly.
You can, fellas.
Going back to the Stadium Series again, my man up dog.
I didn't see this Hagel. One, but I was drunk in St. Parts. But
this is now the fastest goal in the Stadium Series, not Winter Classic. But any outdoor game, this is the fastest goal. 11 seconds. Roll, Casey. Little Blaze played in the middle here by who else? Kucherov. And then Zingo. Damn, that's cold. God. What a way to start the game. I couldn't imagine just 64,000 people. You just get out there and you go in 11 seconds. Look, he's just so fired up.
Get one early, huh?
Get one early.
Yeah.
Bar down. Unbelievable shot by Hags, but once again, Cooch. I mean, I know Larry Onoff's called the Professor. We might have to make this guy the Professor 2.0. But Hags, damn, that's cold. What a shot. What a game. Look how quick this happened. I was imagine this was you. Picture yourself here. You're probably a little hungover from the night before in Tampa there.
He's a fucking great little skater.
Look at that.
Too, eh?
Watch this shot.
It's like a little water bug. Bing.
Dang.
Yeah, nice, dude. That deserves a Jäger. Ice cold, bud.
Ice cold.
Jägermeister.
God, what a game. Good for hockey. So, Updog, welcome back. Always fun snapping around with you. Thank you to Hall Pass Media. Max, the Ice Pick Pickup, Kyle, Casey, Conway. That was Missin Curfew.
Fellas.